Hey everybody, this is Carlos Ocelot, founder and CEO of G2 Esports, and you're watching Dan Ken's channel. Thorin, my man. Enjoy.
Do you know something fucked up? This is only half a joke, actually. It's the real reason why I keep drinking this grape one that is impossible to buy anymore. It was called Grenadier Grape, which I'd never even drank before. I only opened it recently. It's actually because one of the things about Gamer Subs is because I only have one portion a day, and actually I don't drink sugary things at the moment. It's actually one of the few nice tastes I have each day. And so in a weird way, I get sort of super tunnel visioned on one flavour, and then I just have that for a massive streak. I might have 15 days in a row. Then I'll try another one. Then I'll just switch over maybe I'll have that one instead as a different one to give me some variety. And so it's not actually this reason, but part of me does think, because I looked up online, can they even buy the Grenadier Grape one anymore? When did I get sent that? I Googled it and it was it's not for sale anymore. Part of me as a joke feels like I also now really like to drink it because I know that you guys can't buy it. And so it's like I'm the last person ever who can have it. It's I've got the last fucking... In the movie The Road, I'm the only one with a portion of this Gamer Sub still. Get away from it. It's mine. I'll kill you all. And then give him my son it there you go, son. It's the last portion of Gamer Subs in the world. Bloody hell. And then obviously the problem is then when I gave my son the last portion of Gamer Subs, he would just turn to me and go, "You're just like Overdrive," and then die. Don't know why he died in this scenario. Well, if you say I'm like Overdrive, maybe in a video game you deserve to die. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. I'm not God. I just play him in this video game called Esports. Everyone always denies this ever happened, by the way. Don't worry, I'll do a video one day where I'll just bring up my greatest tweets ever that everyone hated on. Then years later, you all gaslit me and pretended you all thought the same thing. So I have the tweet famously where I say that Astralis will win the E-League Major, and almost every reply is an insult telling me I'm a moron, I know nothing, and they'll all be betting against Astralis winning it, and they all get rich from betting against me every time. So because in the E-League quarterfinals, famously, this is for the Major that I'm talking about, this was the one, if you remember, won by Astralis, who beat Virtus Pro in the final. Astralis beat Fnatic in the semi. They had that close game on Nuke. Or was it Cash? I think it was Cash. And then you had Virtus Pro against SK. No, it wasn't SK. Let's see. Yeah, it was. It was Virtus Pro against SK in the semis, which is the one where SK was using Fox, if you remember, because they'd already kicked FNX. And it was actually a close series. Neo had to win some clutch rounds on Train. And then you ended up with the epic Astralis versus Virtus Pro in the final, where Kirby went ham, Zipnix won the 1v3, and they were able to come back and win. So when I predicted in the quarterfinals that Astralis beats Na'Vi, this guy goes, "You are honestly an idiot. Calling Astralis over Na'Vi, man. Hilarious." Now, does anyone know why that's a great fucking tweet? Because Astralis did beat Na'Vi. It's funny how that works, isn't it? Let's just look that up quickly, shall we? Because have you noticed how that works? Every time I get a prediction wrong, I'm a cretin, a subhuman imbecile who never could know anything. But every time fans, and it's a million times over, get it wrong, just crickets. There'll never be an apology. There'll never be someone admitting yeah, you were right and I was wrong. No, I'm on the wrong thing here. Let's just quickly look at that. So first of all, I even worked at the event, by the way. I did every single game. I also picked Astralis to win before they did indeed win it. Na'Vi finished 5th, 8th. And then you go down to here. Oh, wait a minute. 2-1? I'm predicting Astralis 2-1. Okay, yeah. Fnatic against Gambit. I said 2-0, but Fnatic did indeed win. Okay. VP against North, I'm going to say 2-1. The fuck? 2-1 for VP against... Okay, it's weird. And then SK against FaZe. I'm going to go 2-1 SK FaZe. What's that? Did they win SK? Oh, so I not only got all 4 winners right, I only got one of the map scores wrong. But as usual, I'm a cretin who knows nothing about esports and never will, because I don't know. You just insert any reason. Maybe you're from Uzbekistan. Maybe you're only 21 years old. Maybe you believe in guilt by association. You pick what the reason is, but I'm just always wrong. I'm just always fucking wrong. Here's one from last year. Hope Nemesis hits Infinity LP on Korean solo queue and claps Chovy and Knight every day of his life. Doesn't change what a joke he was in his teams based on the stories I've heard. Goes firmly in the self-made camp of dogshit personality / attitude, capping talent. Because if you don't know, this Nemesis guy played for 2 years for Fnatic, Came second a bunch of times. Thought he was God. Even, by the way, straight up, I'll quickly show you this. I won't bother. Basically, one time he even said, after losing like the season 9 summer final or something to Caps, still said, like, I rank myself above Caps, and always put himself, not even with Fnatic, it was like himself and Rekkles were like elevated to the G2 level, and it was just G2 them and then everyone else. So because they didn't have the rest of G2 or the G2 org, of course they could never win. Like the biggest loser mentality of all time. And then after that, because of help from LS, his friend who lives in Korea, he moved to Korea and just became a streamer for years and years, and has now unironically streamed for longer than he ever played in LEC. But he still constantly hints at, or lets his fans believe, that the very next split he's always about to come back and join a super team. But then you hear the super teams that I've heard of like Cloud9 and Vitality Fnatic rosters, and apparently he turns some of these down because like he doesn't deem them good enough for him to play with, you know. Like this guy's one of the biggest ego dickheads I've ever seen of. He was a good player, but he was nowhere near the elite player he thought he was. People like Larson and Humanoid were better anyway, and he just actually was delusional. So I pointed out all this stuff here. So first of all, you have the usual random moron. He goes, well, stories, right? Remember, again, I'm going to teach you again how the internet works, right? Guy with 20 followers, Bart Simpson fucking image, held to OK name, goes, what stories have you heard, right? If I was going to tell the stories, I wouldn't reference them, would I? Like, I'm obviously seeing, based on things behind the scenes I've been told, that I can't tell you, the public. He's an arsehole. So you go, what are the stories then? Well, mate, I'm not here for you. This isn't like I'm doing a speech especially for you. If you're not interested, jog on. And then he goes, oh, is this just a trust me bro moment? Yes, journalism, actually investigating things behind the scenes, then not literally verbatim showing what they said and who said them, is a just trust me bro moment. Look, on some level, you are by definition correct. That is literally what journalism is. You are saying, just trust me, my editor, and our actual journalistic ethics. That is literally how journalism works, yes. But you don't know that. You actually think this is a gotcha, and that you're saying, hey, you're just saying, just trust me, bro. Yeah, by saying just trust me, you can trust me. I haven't lied in 23 years of working in this industry. There's not a single piece of evidence on the internet. I have put probably 300,000 posts onto the internet at this point in time. There is not a single one where I provably ever lied, ever. So if there was anyone ever you could trust in the history of this industry, it is me and only me. I am the only person who can ever make that claim, especially with that sample size of posts. So by definition, not only can you trust me, but fuck you for even implying that would be a ludicrous concept, or I owe you some sort of information so that I can dislike someone I know is a you fucking imbecile. So then this guy goes, is anything he claims ever anything but a trust me bro source? And then this guy accurately points out, these are all things I revealed to the public that I had actually got out there and sometimes even had evidence for. So Danny was mistreated in EG. EG were full of shit with all the stuff in CS. In TSM, they poached players. They lied about things. They mistreated people. They repeatedly baited people into stuff. XL obviously kept people in IWDominate in an illegal manner within German contract law. Rogue kicked out a bunch of people and lied about them and said they were retiring and fucked with their contracts. These are just all things, by the way, I did in the last 2 or 3 years. Never mind the 20 plus before that. This guy, by the way, is actually brain dead. Actually brain dead. Like, you'd think because he was an old school fan of Xiaohu, he'd be someone interesting. Oh no, here's the thing. I like Xiaohu because he's exceptional. Xiaohu doesn't have as many bad fans as Faker and T1, because they're Faker and T1, but he has his own breed of utter cretin moron fan. Don't worry about that. It's like the people where, have you ever noticed, I love LS. Me and LS are really cool and have been for over a decade, but there are loads of fans of LS, have a parasocial relationship with LS, and so hate me and are shitheads to me, even though LS begs them to be nice to me. So this guy's an utter moron, but here's the reason I'm going to bring this up, because actually, this is perfect, because it's from last year, but I addressed this exact take in a brand new episode of a brand new show, which I'll just quickly show you, that we've just launched on Last Free Nation, which if you're a League of Legends fan, you are going to want to watch. So, a brand new show we just launched. Hot take point made. I do it in CS, if people don't know, with Maui, Snake and Cassandra. I've done a League of Legends version, and like a similar setup, I've got the same sort of crew of people. Keyray is playing the Maui Snake role. He's a guy that comes from a background of my Discord, and like Maui Snake is free to say things that you can't if you were a former pro or you're too connected to the scene. He's making that his brand. So he's the guy who has the edgy takes that the others can't do. Then Zabatine's playing the Cassandra role. He's a respected coaching figure who definitely knows about the games. I've talked to him loads. Can handle my personality, even if he disagrees with it a lot. He's definitely going to disagree with people like Kira, just like Kassad always disagrees with Maui. But then I get to sort of be the bridge between the two, and I entertain, and I just simulate the hot takes myself. And then when someone who's a coaching figure who's less likely to be edgy says a take like a Kassad or a Zabatine, it also gives it more sort of oomph, doesn't it? Whereas when I say it, some of it's for entertainment, and then when Kira says it, some of it's just a fan position, isn't it? So I think, again, the dynamic is really good. And as you could see by the overall thing there, that's literally what we have as the thumbnail. The thumbnail for this one is Faker, not who you think he is. So I actually even addressed literally this take already in the episode, which is what I love about tweets like this is I never said the context, but morons, another guy who's probably like 20, wasn't even around in early league, they always think they can read my mind. Bro, your brain is so lowbrow, you could never read my brain. Like, that would be like thinking you could fit like a fucking tesseract multi-dimensional object into a 2D plane. Your brain, Mike, what is going on in my brain and my existence and consciousness literally can't fit into what you do. Like, I'm at some other dimensional level. You're just a fucking, you're a fart in the wind, mate. I'm a fucking 15 deep symphony. So then I said, Xiaohu is who Faker fans think he is. So will you think, right, who is Xiaohu fundamentally? What archetype of player is he? Who is he in terms of what he's good at the moment? What do Faker fans think they are? That would be the way that you would actually break it down. If yours, by the way, have you noticed how, as an intelligent person, I always try to think, what could they be saying? And initially give it the most charitable interpretation. They're probably trying to say this. That's because I know I'm still likely to be right, and I know what I'm talking about. They're idiots, and they know deep down that they're not right, and it's just a bunch of shite anyway. So they always have to start by doing the most fucked up, uncharitable reading of what I've said, and they're too stupid to be able to think on a higher level. So instead of thinking, right, well, what is Xiaohu like and what's Faker like now? They're just going to go, are you ready? I don't understand metaphors. He isn't literally Faker. And he didn't do everything Faker did, and he isn't even called Faker. That's like the sort of thinking they're going to do. Now, the reason why I've always pointed out that will never make sense and is the shittest logic ever is because if you were to say, this guy's so fast, he's a horse, and then someone turned to you and went, he's a horse. He doesn't even eat oats or live in a stable. You'd look at that person like they were the dumbest fuck in the world. But they think on the internet, they got him. Got him. So this guy goes, I'm far from a Faker fan. Well, no shit, Church of Chorvey cretin. I'm far from a Faker fan. And Xiaohu is an all-time great. Pause. So you already know Faker isn't like probably what Faker fans suggest he is. And you acknowledge yourself, Xiaohu's an all-time great. So you're saying at the beginning of this is, if I wasn't an absolute sack of shit imbecile, I could actually now follow what Thorin's logic might be and try and infer what his point would be. But instead, as a shit heel, I will just at the outset point out I could do that, but now just descend to munching absolute dog shite. This has to be a bait, right? Yes, everything I post that you don't agree with, a 14-year-old kid on the internet who knows nothing and thinks One Piece is the height of art, must be a bait, because the only reason I, a superior being to you, would ever do anything you don't understand is because I'm desperate for specifically your attention. I need you and nobody to click like on my tweet. That's the most important part of my life. Oh, no, wait, that's your shit life. Okay, cool. Church of Chorvey fan. By the way, notice I don't have to do a parody account to get famous and get followers. I can just be myself and get 1 million followers more than you. You're Church of Chorvey with 8,000. I am Thorin with 194,000. Just being me. My face, my name, my fucking brand, my represent. I don't even have to associate with the player. The joke is, I could associate with a player and still never get as famous as me because I'm more famous than the players, you fucking moron. So Faker personally knocked out Xiaohu in these tournaments. Right, so I'll do to you what you're doing to me. So your logic is, well, Xiaohu can't be who Faker is because Faker was knocking him out. So how did he knock himself out? That's the point you're making there, isn't it? No, I know because I'm actually intelligent. The point you're trying to make is that since Faker and his teams, which you never mentioned, directly knocked out Xiaohu's teams, RNG for the most part. I mean, funnily enough, they actually went on to knock him out of This World as well. They actually played in the final of This Worlds later. Your logic is that means Faker is obviously way better than Xiaohu, so I cannot possibly be right that Xiaohu is who Faker fans think. Now, one, you didn't even mention their teams there. Who had the better teams at those tournaments out of a Faker and Xiaohu. I'll go through it. You don't know because you came up with a dick 4 minutes ago on Sport Trophy, but I'll do it as the esports historian. So Xiaohu in MSI 2016. So that was when he had Whoosh as his ADC. He did not have Uzi. You couldn't even name all that roster. Then in 2016 Worlds, he had Uzi, but they just lost in like the quarterfinals to them. And yeah, T1 was a better team. T1 won that tournament. Then in 2017, actually, that's the one time that not only was Xiaohu probably slightly better than Faker at the time, early on this is, but also I think RG was actually a better team than T1. And that was when Faker super carried on the Galio. 2019 Worlds, sort of, since RNG went out, so not at all then. You've already violated your own... Faker personally knocked him out. What about in Worlds? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess sort of, it's like the rest of the group as well. So you've already violated your own principle. We'll ignore that, you dickhead. And then in 2022 Worlds, he also knocked him out, right? Who had the better roster? The 2022 one, same lineup that plays now, by the way, or the Xiaohu one, where they had, like, that was when he swapped back to mid lane, and you couldn't even name all the members of that roster. It was an all right team, but it wasn't one of his best ever. Oh, and he has 3 world championships, by the way. Right, so because Faker has 3 world championships and Xiaohu doesn't have world championships, that's also why there can never be a context in which, metaphorically, Xiaohu is who Faker fans think he is. I never said accomplished, by the way. And then lastly, I'll throw this out there. Actually, the last line is extremely stupid. Because do you want to know something funny about Xiaohu that a lot of people won't know, like dickheads who just watch LCK and Chovy, is Xiaohu has personally won more MSI tournaments than Faker has. So I could do the same thing back to you. Well, if Faker's greater than Xiaohu, then why did Faker lose a bunch of the MSIs to Xiaohu, including a final, by the way, and 2 of them? No, it was 1. 1 was the damn one. And then also, why does Xiaohu have more MSIs? If Faker's the greatest, why didn't he have the most of every tournament ever? Exactly. Just boring, innit? Just a moron. The whole point, if you don't know, and I explain it on that episode, is Faker fans think he is still one of the best mid laners, one of the best laners, one of the best mechanical players, a true superstar player, and he's a captain. And it's like, actually, all those things apply to Xiaohu in his prime, like a couple of years ago, not Faker. Xiaohu is an amazing captain. He even shot called from fucking top lane and won an MSI. He is an amazing laner still, a very strong mechanical player still, one of the stars of the league still. And a great captain. That's the point. Notice my point was actually a very interesting one if you dived into it. If you instead just said, oh, I'm just going to assume this is stupid nonsense and he's not literally Faker, guys. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Oh, fucking hell. I mean, by the way, by his logic, any player that has more world championships than another player is automatically better than them. And any player whose teams head-to-head knock out the other guy is automatically better than them. So by his own logic, anyone who ever beat Chovy, until Chovy started winning the last couple of years, they were all better players than Chovy. And anyone with a world championship was better than Chovy until Chovy... Well, he's never won Worlds. So to this day, every single player who ever won Worlds is better than Chovy. According to this dickhead. I've already shown this in a video where I showed and exposed what an utter cretin the Wooloo guy is. And I said here, he just makes up an utter nonsense point, which is nonsense. He goes, if you don't like my news, say it's fake. I mean, I actually pointed out the news that was fake. I did a whole video on it, bro. Then he goes, bonus points, you might get your most liked tweet ever and get a retweet from Thorin. And then he just makes up the idea that I retweeted something fake that I never retweeted. He's getting mad at me retweeting things that he was wrong about. And then just going, what if he'd retweeted this as well? Just retweets anything, doesn't he? Because that's how fucking desperate this guy is for my attention. By the way, just an utter cretin. Notice how he went, when he went legit, he was Brioxiga. Now he's just back to, LEC Wooloo. LEC Wooloo will do. Yeah, no shit, mate. This guy, brilliant one, by the way. Last year, the fact that Thorin is still getting hit is just stupid. You're thinking, okay, pause. Yeah, you're actually right. Why would he get hit? Such a character should be completely ignored and left to rot in silence. I have 194,000 X followers. I have 250,000 YouTube subs. I have like 20,000 Instagram followers. I have a Twitch that right now has 200 viewers and 5,000 followers. And I only started it like a month ago or something. Bro, it's impossible for you shitters to ignore me. If there's one thing you cannot do. You are compelled that you must actually give me attention. In fact, are you ready? You're doing it right now. So why are you, random account nobody's ever heard of with 10 followers and 2 likes on the tweet, why would you, a nobody, who it should be the easiest to ignore me, telling everyone else as advice that they need to just ignore me and let me rot in silence because I'm truly one of the most annoying people? No, you are. Because you're giving advice you can't even live up to yourself and never would. You're just, and you want to be the one where you get to insult me and say I'm shit. But everyone else in the scene, they can't have their opinion. They have to not give me any attention so that you get to say I'm shit, but also I disappear from relevance. You may as well just say I wish he was just murdered. Will someone rid me of this troublesome ginger man? That's basically what your tweet is, except you're a nobody with 2 likes and 10 followers. So you don't even have anything approaching the influence that anyone cares. Bro, you don't even have a profile pic and none of us care about it. Here's a good one. Same guy. Let's just see if he's mentally ill. Remember what he said about me, all that shite. Let's just see what he's like. So that was last year. Now this year, recently, 19th of May, get ready. All I've done is search his tweets with my name in it. I live so... Remember, he told you everyone should let me rot in silence and ignore me. So what did he then do after that? A million tweets about me. So here we go. I will dominate. When T1 lost to, I think, Hanwha Life, he goes, rest in piss, T1. We laugh into the bank and smoke in the T1 pack as usual. Disband the team. Right, I'm not mentioning here. It's about T1 and it's Dom. So a mentally ill guy goes, please shut the F up. Just do. You're a man-child who lives only by hating. No, that actually appears to be you, bro. It's pitiful, and differently from Thorin and Monte, what have we got to do with it? Bro, I live so rent-free in these guys' heads that, like, everything they do, I bet he goes and gets a fucking hot dog. You want everything on that? No, I don't want everyone's take. Like, when Thorin and Monte give their take on something inside that I wasn't interested in. The hot dog vendor guy's like, bro, do you just want the mustard and the pickles or not? Fuck's sake. It's pitiful, and differently from Thorin and Monte, who I hate on separately, you don't even have the balls to make it clear all year long, coward. Right, guys, Dom, I will dominate, hasn't made it clear enough in 2024 that he is a hater of T1 and would like to see them lose. This can't be real life. It can't be. That is utterly fucking impossible. You know what? I'm about to teach you, guy in chat called Boom Shika Pow, why what you've just said is a stupid comment. So you said, don't get me wrong, right? Already I hate that starting because you're going to say something utterly stupid now, but you're trying to make it like, hey, you know, me and you are reasonable. So even though I'm about to say some utter diarrhea out of my mouth, you know, don't get me wrong. I do like things that are legit, but I also like utter shite. So get ready. He goes, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love this show and these rants, right? So pause. We could just stop it there. You love the show and you love these rants. So there's no reason you would now need to irritate me or, I don't know, tone police me or tell me I shouldn't do the show this way because you love it and you love the rant. So let's just see. But I can't help but wondering, that's not even English, fuckface. If you are going to speak to me, a member of a citizen of the British Empire, use my fucking language, you cretin. I can't help but wondering why these morons deserve your attention at all, right? You are a random nobody in Twitch chat. You are not a sub. You don't even have Prime Gaming. You haven't even signed some moron good luck have luck. You've got nothing. You're like the fucking faceless avatar on my screen. You're wasting part of my life, a finite supply, and my consciousness to tell me that you love what I'm doing, but why also am I doing it? You know what, mate? Fucking jog on. Just go. You go find someone that you love the rants on the show, but it doesn't annoy, and they do just exactly the amount you want. And you know what? Actually, I asked actually for the burger to be made without pickle. Fuck off to somewhere. Go to Burger King where you get it your way at BK. So then he goes, coward. Again, by the way, the idea that like Monte Cristo and me are the ones who hate T1, but Dom doesn't in 2024 is fucking mental. It's actually mental. Same shit. We'll go a month earlier. I'm actually blocked by him, so I had no idea, but it's because I'm on an alt account here. So when Monte pointed out that the leaks happened from BDS, by the way, to BDS from G2, by the way, as I promised Monte, don't worry, boys. You can guess what way it might go, but I'll reveal soon enough what actually happened with that. And certain people, even some people on the stream, are going to get fucking flamed. So then in comes idiot Adam and tells him he's delusional because Adam's a shithead. Monte goes, you might be right. And then he wrecks him with this joke. This guy goes, you ready? Look, I'm not even mentioning this. It's Monte talking about a leak of G2 scrims to BDS. Then a player from BDS replying, Monte replying back to him, talking about the draft. In comes the guy obsessed with me. And he goes, you are affiliated with Thorin. Your opinion is insta-rejected. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, great, I guess. Yeah, awesome. I'll tell you what, I'll do like 10 more minutes of this. No, let's see. Let me see. Maybe we'll do 20 more minutes and then I'll do the Q&A. I'm having a chill day today anyway. Basically, have you noticed how essentially, what he's sort of doing is they're all just like, now I will insert totally my opinion. That has nothing to do with what he's saying. Basically, you hate. Okay. And are disrespectful on internet. Well, fucking hell, this guy doesn't hate and be disrespectful on the internet. Oh, my bad, I forgot. He's shouting at the TV. He isn't aware he's actually part of the equation. Just to get more interactions from the hate. 2 likes, 10 followers. IRL, you would get punched in the face for some of your takes. Right, so let's just see how far the gaslighting could go on the internet now. Monte Cristo, an actual man in his 30s who has 2 children, a wife, has lived on multiple continents and had 6-figure salary contracts year after year after year, has worked as a top professional, worked world championships, been in giant stadiums, met superstars, pop stars, singers, sports figures, all sorts of that. Does Muay Thai as a form of fucking health and training on the side for fun, eats a good diet, cooks for himself, never got fat, etc. An actual adult man with all of this. Adam, a shithead nobody, 21-year-old punk who looks for real like he needs to get a razor and shave that little like fucking nut fluff that's on his chin and his fucking little shitty little French mustache. These people, random guys with 10 followers, they're going to beat the fuck out of us in their hood, homie. Yeah. Oh my God. You think that there was a leak and that you played badly on Aatrox? You get punched in the fucking face if you're around me with that take, bitch. It's the way these fucking nobodies act like they're in like the Fast and the Furious or something, bro. It's fucking nuts. They're so fucking stupid. Let's keep going, though. We know this guy's got brilliant shit. So then I had a back and forth with Nuclear Int. He goes, another Thorin L, all back to normal. By the way, you got turbo ratioed by Nuke and by a big part of the LEC scene. Right, well, since his tweets we've seen get 2 or 3 likes, and logically my tweet has 1k likes. Why don't I ever win that, by the way? If someone doing a tweet that replies to me gets more likes than my tweet, and that ratios me and shows I'm wrong and an idiot, then why would my tweet getting 1,000 likes and his reply that he disagrees with me getting 3 not make me right? You know that? Do you see how that works? There is no logic being displayed here. Then I mocked Adam. What's up with the W take pills? So he's just a Zoomer. The whole time it was just a moron Zoomer. You have been overdosing them lately. It's not usual for you to say so many correct things in a row for FFA. Right, now, people who I live rent-free in their brain are so annoyed that I would be right in my tweak, they're complaining about me being right. So they complain I'm wrong, they complain I say things, they complain people don't ignore me, they don't ignore me and complain while not ignoring me, they complain I'm wrong and it's all L takes and anyone associates me is wrong instantly, but even though associating with me makes your opinion wrong, I can have opinions which are right, and why am I putting right opinions on the internet? Do you ever get the sense these people just need problems in their life? Like, the saddest thing about this guy is, I am for real the proxy stand-in for either God, his dad, or like the fucking his boss. That's what he's doing right now. He can't get mad at those 3 entities and battle them back. So he's just hating on me on the internet, presumably because Donald Trump wasn't in office at the time. Another complaint. So Mad Lions won because they're a better team. Another rare Thorin W. Why would I need a Zoomer to tell me that something's an L or a W? Like, it's not a poll, you know. Here's another good one. When I wrecked Nuke, because he tried to talk shit, I just put, when I call, look, I just did a tweet where I don't even tag him. He comes and all but hurt replying. By the way, how did that work out, dickhead? How many files do you make? How many titles? I thought so. When I call, my dog comes running. Good boy. Hey guys, you are almost 40. An answer like that, you just said W-tick, so we know you're like 17 years old. By the way, do you know who wins in a discussion about points and intellect and reason between a 40-year-old and a 17-year-old? The 40-year-old every single time. Every single time. Like, even if the 40-year-old was actually quite stupid and had limited life experience, that is still better than a really intelligent 17-year-old with no experience just saying things they've heard from people who are smarter than them or out of books and movies. Actually, the former, the 40-year-old, automatically wins that every single time. So the idea of like, you're 14, you're 40 and you're saying that. No, you lose. You lose immediately. Secondly, it's one of the craziest self-reports ever because they actually think that like the second you turn 30, you just turn into like a guy who's like a fucking middle management guy with a mortgage who works for the bank and doesn't ever say any jokes or do anything silly or fun. And you're just like an adult TM at that point in time. Like, I don't even know what the whole thing, oh my God, you're 25. What? Now you're 29. But now you're 31 doing this. Now you're 33. Now you're 37. Bro, let's go and see what your dad, who's over 40 presumably, looks on his computer. Let's go type in POR and see what the autofill comes up with on your dad's fucking Chrome browser, shall we? Let's see how adults behave in your world. Because we all know you're saying this because you're a fucking rugrat and you can't even understand that the adults are allowed to talk and be understood. You're like, I can understand what they're saying now, you fucking Tommy Pickles dickhead. Oh, brilliant one here. I forgot this. You spent too much time on Twitter throwing shit at people. That's all he does to me, by the way, without getting slapped in the face for it. You know, the most whack thing about the internet, guys, is this. If you knew people like me and Richard Lewis, there's a part of us would fucking love one of these pricks to come up to us in real life and start some shit. Just like when Lordy tried it, and there's a few people who tried it on me before, there's a part of us, unfortunately, because of the background we come from, that would actually be so fucking satisfying to just unleash that fucking rage and frustration at shitheels like this, and actually for once teach them a lesson, which is ironically what they think they're saying they'd do to me. But obviously we can't do that, can we? Because when we go to an event, we don't know who the people there are. We could just be attacked at random at any moment by any person that comes in contact with us in theory. That could literally happen. In fact, so why Richard said, the last major, he walked around the whole time expecting just some lunatic to come out of the crowd and punch him in his face. Now, before you judge that and go, well, it never happened, you don't know anything about what it's like to live our lives and have the scrutiny we've had and have the threats we've had constantly by shit and nobodies. And the worst part about it is because it's just the internet. This is just like when fucking like Adesanya or something gets knocked out or choked out and a shithead 17-year-old kid from Morocco goes, Izzy, you fucking bitch. I would treat you like that as well if I met you. And if Adesanya reads that, in real life, that would never happen. He'd be the Don. That guy would be nothing. That guy would never even approach him, wouldn't even fucking look up from counting his fucking feet to say something. But no, on the internet, you get to pretend you're the tough guy who now multiple times has demanded me or other people just get slapped and punched. Motherfucker, who have you ever slapped or punched ever in your bitch-made life? Tell me more about your skibbity W-take, you Rislington chai. Same guy, by the way. Maybe it's time to grow the fuck up, he says, as this year alone he is messaging this many stupid comments to anyone associated with me. Maybe it's time to grow the fuck up and start learning what respect is. Yeah. I'll definitely learn what respect is by the guy who I don't know, who obsessively tweets about how I need to be slapped and attacked in real life for having an opinion on the fucking internet. Same moron. Bro, why are you so salty towards Rekkles? Let the man live, for fuck's sake. Why are you so salty to me? Why can't I live? Dickhead. He actually complains about every single take. Second based, now we're just keeping, I will be the accountant of all W's and all of your takes. I will let you know, like a power meter. Oh my God, his W takes is over 9,000. Thorin, Nanny. Then when Rich gives takes, I'm involved with those as well. Bro, stop. This level of bad takes is starting to rival that of Thorin. As soon as they do the skull emoji, you know they are actually a cretin. Anyone who posts a skull emoji in real life will later say the words, would you like the fries in the bag? That's it. Anyone who posts a skull emoji, which is the Zoomer Gen Alpha version of XD. Anyone who ever posted XD, you will never be a CEO or have stock in a company. I know that sounds like just a really out of nowhere non sequitur. Trust me, you will never own stock in a company. You will always be the person pushing the mop, not the one going, oh, hey, Bill, when you finish mopping up here, lock up. You'll never be that. You'll be the former and never the latter, okay? First time I agree with you. Jesus Christ. Just shut the fuck up already and take your pills. Said a Thai who had 44 views, because I just clicked on it now, when I did this tweet with 18k views, 121 likes, and it's about this. Right? Can you guess which person in this equation should probably shut the fuck up already and take their pills? Which of the two of us would you put that at the feet of? Who would you suggest take that advice? Never stops, by the way. It's every month. Get ready. Faker, by the way, I'm literally the esports historian, so let me give you some esports historical context. Faker hasn't been the best player in League of Legends for a single second since 2017. He was just given the award for best player in 2023 across all PC titles at the Esports Awards. Pathetic. Now, is he going to actually say that's wrong? That's not the case. He has been. No, he just goes, you cannot shut your fucking mouth for a second and save yourself an embarrassment, can you? That had 7 views until I clicked on it. This was him where he said about how I should just be ignored. So this was him ignoring me after that. Until a couple of months ago. And what was he doing before he said to ignore me? How can you always have such consistently shitty takes? Well, I don't. Later on, I have all the W's. So which is it? Do I consistently have shit takes that you don't agree with, or do I actually have good ones and you get mad at that? Are you not tired of cringing everyone and being annoying for this community? By the way, remind me of last time Wooloo missed. We've got to the bottom of it, guys. He's actually mad that I called out Wooloo. That's how stupid this guy is. And he's asking, when did Wooloo miss? Right? Anyone who knows my channel knows what's coming now. It's almost like this is when Wooloo missed. When I made a video that was 2 hours and 27 minutes showing in the video Wooloo missing over and over and over again by his own words, contradicting himself, asking for a forgiveness from people, promising not to do those things again, promising he won't have integrity and won't post accurate things even. His own words, I hoist him by his own facade 1 million times over for 2 hours, 27 minutes. Right, guys, I don't know if you know this, but the average Hollywood movie is supposed to be 90 minutes long. Let me have a look at a movie that would be this fucking long. Bro, this is 2:27. The fucking Thin Red Line, one of the greatest but longest movies you'll ever watch, is like almost 3 hours. When's Wooloo ever missed? Have you noticed, by the way, what an utterly insane thing it is that every time a guy, we scroll back, turns out to be a fan of people like Wooloo, 3 Clicks Philip, I don't know, who even else would you have? Harumi, Overdrive. Anyone who's a fan of these people, Onipixel, Loba, they're always a cretin to a man. And the worst thing is, they're stupid in the way that person is. And so they also don't get that they're the idiot and that their guy's the corrupt one. Their guy's the one who's wrong. Their guy's the idiot. Their guy's the fool. Their guy's the one doing nothing of value. Just throwaway dog shit content. They can never get that through their brain because that's who they love. Oh, he had one tweet go almost viral here, boys. Had 3k views instead of the usual fuck all. Had 100 likes. Let's have a look at this. Get ready. July 2023, I dislike Rekkles because he played a fraudulent style of LOL for a superstar for the majority of his career. Right? If you don't know why, that's because he won a load of championships where he wasn't the best player. He was the best player in seasons like season 8, season 6, etc. Some of the years where he won his championships, he was like the 3rd carry of the team. So that is fraudulent if you're going to then tell me he's a superstar. It's a totally accurate statement. What the actual F does a fraudulent, doesn't even spell it right, style of LOL mean? Right? He's so dumb that he put within quotes something I didn't quote, and then he even put mean within the quotes, and then the question mark after the quotes. Like, nothing about that makes any sense, by the way. In esports, unless you cheat, you don't play a fraudulent, spells it like that again, style of a game. You just play your style. Notice I said, for a superstar. So it's fraudulent because you aren't actually a superstar. Because of your style of play, you're not a superstar. That's why it's fraudulent. No, but he's not cheating. He didn't literally defraud the style. He just plays a different style. Get ready. A style that, by the way, brought him to a World's final. By the way, I just said season 8 was probably one of his best seasons. So you could infer from that, I think in season 8 he played the right way. And so the year he played the way I don't think's fraudulent. Are you ready? He got his best ever international result, which is, you're making my point for me, dickhead. That's how stupid you are. Get ready for this guy to immediately give up even the ground he's staking out. Are you ready? He was the worst or second worst player on that Fnatic team that went to World Finals. Come on now. He still went, right, there you go. He didn't go, no, that's not wrong. He wasn't. He was on the bet. He goes, he still went, no, I'm saying as a superstar. Yeah, but, well, okay, he might not have been a superstar, but he did still go to a result in a team game. Brilliant. Rekkles fan as well, by the way. Why the fuck does this guy keep talking? Let's look what he was replying to. If Vitality had actually got an upset, this team would have been so bonkers. Funny thing is, they did get upset after that, by the way. And they did go third in the next split. Why the fuck does this guy keep talking? I mean, 163,000 people watched it and 300 people liked it, but I mean, I guess if you don't like it, I should just never talk, right? G2 Fnatic was put match of the week when Fnatic was shit because of the history of G2 Fnatic being El Clasico, right? So my point is, you can't do that because it's not two top teams. But because Fnatic won, that means I was wrong and it always was the match of the week. So before we knew how the game would go, what the result would be, the match of the week isn't based on what you know at that point in reality. You're actually supposed to travel back in time with Kyle Reese and go, LEC, I know you think Fnatic's not good now, but make that the match of the week because Fnatic wins it and anyone who suggests otherwise is a moron. Brilliant. That was his first comment to me. I'm not going to do any more. Let me see. Maybe I'll do 2 more. And then we'll do some Q&A. Oh, here's an amazing one. I've got a whole video like this, by the way. I'm going to do Thorin versus Walk. And it's ones like this. It's me saying totally normal things and Walk people going actually mental, thinking I'm saying the craziest racist dog whistles. So get ready. Think about who this desk is, guys. This was during Worlds. They did an all-female desk. Except, do you know what? It wasn't a gimmick. They didn't do it just to have an all-female desk. They did it because you could actually, as I'm going to show you now, legitimately make a real tier 1 desk of all women on Worlds. You could have Shox as a host, probably the best host ever in esports. Emily Rand, easily one of the best actual hardcore analytical expert analysts in any esport, but League of Legends especially, knows loads about the game. Law has followed the game for like 10 years, doesn't only work as a host and interview, so she knows loads of info. So when she does those OTP production stuff with Zabatine and others in French, her native language, she is analysing the game. She knows loads about the game and the matchups and all the rest of it. And she's also obviously followed, like, there's like a KT match. She's followed KT her whole time as a fan. And then the one on the right here is called Ji-sun. She is the Korean interpreter for LCK for the English interviews. And she knows loads of the players and knows loads about the scene and loads about Korean League. This is a real desk of women. And my tweet is, everyone on this desk lives and breathes League of Legends. You can feel their enthusiasm. And because there's 4 of them, I put 4 fire emojis in their worlds. Now, how the fuck could anyone get angry at this tweet? Get ready for mental illness. Shox and Emily disrespect for no reason. Is this all you are now? Shit takes and rage baiting? You see my tweet I just made there, guys? To Shox, who I gave her fucking break on camera at SK Gaming when she was a trial news poster in 2012. I gave her a break. Emily Rand wasn't an on-camera personality. She started to do some stuff. I had her on Some of the Insight. Later, I did a show with her in Season 8 called The League's Next World Champion about the LCK. Law is someone I've brought onto my shows and I've supported for many, many years. Is a fabulous talent. I don't know Ji-sun, right? So Shox and Emily, I directly have been responsible for part of what some of the things that have happened in their career, and I've helped them wherever possible and only ever been a positive force in their careers. And this guy goes, shut, because he doesn't know anything about me or our careers. Shox and Emily, you are disrespecting them for no reason by saying that they live and breathe the game and they have enthusiasm and are straight fire. This is why nobody likes male feminists. Because you actually, for real, seem to think that one of them will see your reply and fucking date you, bro. She ain't reading it, homie. I would say I hope she ain't reading it. Who do you think these two, Emily Rand and Shox, would rather have a drink with if they met in an airport bar? You or me? You can answer whatever you want to that, because, by the way, if you answer you, you should know what a fucking joke you are, mate. They wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. We'll do one more. Here's a good one. This is just an example of just a mentally ill person. Just a mentally ill person. Get ready. So I made a tweet where I said Simple and Xiaohu choosing to rifle, because in CS2 they were choosing to rifle, is like Ronaldo going back to being a winger while still in his prime. Sure, you can do it and still be really good, but you're also the best equipped to do the other role and win more. So if people don't know, Ronaldo was a left winger, but he was just so fucking good at shooting that eventually you just had to, by the end, make him a centre forward for like Juventus because he was just too good at scoring. So it made no sense to have him make runs and be an inverted winger and all that jazz. Eventually, he should even be the one getting the ball given to him, and then he just goes and scores the goals. So my point is, Simple and Xiaohu were so good on the AWP, where they dominate the game like Monte does now, that them choosing a rifle, they can still be really good. Like Ronaldo would be the best winger at that time. But it doesn't make sense. They're better at the other thing. Now, get ready. As usual, what a pathetic, L-take, bitch-made thing to put on the internet. Why don't I just shut the fuck up or get punched the fuck out in your hood? Because that's what happens every time I read the internet, by the way. This guy goes, Thorin was asking for Simple to go hybrid for a year so they could sign Monte main up. I've never, ever expressed that opinion ever on the internet. Any fan of mine who follows all my content will know I mention a lot of my topics repeatedly. That has never been a topic ever. So he's either so unwell he imagined it or it was someone else's take. I never, ever had the take that Monte should join Na'Vi. I mean, first of all, I already knew it's in 2023, the whole Russian angle. Secondly, why the fuck would I, someone who in this tweet is telling you I want Simple to be the AWP, why would I ever want Monte? What he's doing is going, since Thorin says Simple shouldn't be the AWP, why did he, I'll just make up the opinion, say that Simple should just be a rifler all the time so that then Monte could join us? Not an opinion I never ever gave on the entire internet. Ever. So then he goes, after this imaginary thing where I said they should sign Monte main AWP, get ready. And now that G2 is at its highest chance of selling Monte, okay, so now when they're at the highest chance of selling Monte, Thorin decides it would be better if Simple played AWP. So his logic, because he's so mentally ill, by the way, is that I'm scared that by Simple going to the rifle, Monte will get signed by Na'Vi, right? This is October 27th of 2023. If you don't know, guys, that's after CS2 came out. Now, anyone who knows CS2 will remember Na'Vi already had a non-Russian lineup by then. For the last event of CSGO, they had that lineup that made the Pro League final, remember, when they got rid of all the Russians. They got rid of Electronic and Perfecto, two of the best players in the world, because they're Russian. And intentionally, I always joke, signed the fuck Russia Avengers super team. They signed a guy from Romania, they hate the USSR. They signed a guy from Lithuania, they hate Russia. They had Ukrainians, they hate Russia. And then they had a Finn, they hate fucking Russia. They're just the fuck Russia team, and they've made it clear they will not be signing Russian players. So yes, when I knew in a fuck Russia team that they might be able to, that G2 might sell Monte, a Russian player, that my plan the whole time was I was really scared Na'Vi would replace Simple with Monte as the AWPer, so I wanted Simple to remain the AWPer. What doesn't even make sense of this is, right, why would I before have wanted Monte to main AWP and join Na'Vi, but then now that it's possibly can, I suddenly want Simple to AWP? None of it even makes fucking sense. It doesn't even mean anything. It's just nothing. Get ready, this is a good one. Just another brain dead Thorin take, 1 like, 29 views. Look who this guy is. Shit, bro. If all my enemies could just look like this, wouldn't it be perfect? Looks like an actual 12-year-old girl with a biro pen did his fucking tattoos, by the way. Another brain-dead Thorin. And I look at his most recent tweet. Why are the finest women always in relationships with the middest dudes? AKA never you, eh? So what you're basically saying in your most recent tweet is, why are all the cool hot women never dating me? Like, you know what? You got me there, bro. You got me there. Look, I've even got this little biro, like sigil of Satan on my arm that a 12-year-old girl did. By the way, wait a second, guys, wait a second. Look in the background to the left. He's taking this picture in like a public toilet somewhere. Look, that's actually in a public toilet. Let me just flex. Let me just get my shirt off. Let me just flex up. Let me just let a little bit of the joggers in a public toilet. So, oh shit! Oh, Guys, check this out. Why are the finest women never dating me? Flush that, will you? Do it, I can't. It's so bad. It's so mental, innit? It's so. And also, behind him, even though we can't know he ever used that stall, he's one of those people who just leaves the toilet roll just hanging all the way down. It's like almost touching the floor there, isn't it? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, also, by the way, he's Polish and American. Bro. That must be like, you know those dog breeds where they take like a pug and they breed it with another dog that also has trouble breathing and they just can barely even live or get enough oxygen to their brain to just have a normal life. That's what being a Pole mixed with an American is, bro. Holy shit. You took someone who thought the height of cuisine is fucking dumpling gyoza and mixed them with someone who goes like, y'all over there eating baked beans as your favourite food? We in America, we got fucking baby back ribs. I just can't do it, mate. I can't. It's too much for me. It's too much. Maybe it was like a genetic experiment. It was like that film Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. And by mixing Polish and American, you can create like a bunch of DNA. You take the best of that, and that's Shroud. You get to be Elite Shroud, Elige. You take the worst of that, the detritus, and you just end up with Alex, aka Alo CS, aka look how cut I am in this public toilet. But why y'all women not be dating me though? Bruh. If that's an L take, then you know what, Alex? Your life is an L. This take of like what you would do with universal consciousness expressed subjectively through an individual vessel is an L take, bro. How you like that, Riz? How you like how skibbity your life is? Now skibbity skip hop and get the fuck out my channel, dickhead. Everyone needs a support network, and mine is, of course, my Patreon community, the Screwminati, who, in many ways, they're the Sonny to my Cher, saying, I got you, babe. So this video and all the others on my channel were kindly supported by the following names: Ahmed Hadjou, Mac Pugnatio Rajcula, Adam Tomlin, Animosity, Jensen Goh, Tosh, Thooorin, and you know it. Jerky's Minion, my main man, always going to be referenced, one of the best patrons of all time. Would you like to ask a question in my AMA? Maybe you want to suggest a topic or a guest to say on my channel? Do you want teasers? Find out who the upcoming Reflections and Talk to Thorin interviews are. Maybe you want to do one of those long discussions where you get to set the topics we talk about. Well, if any of these or others appeal to you, put your money where your mouth is. Join the Screwminati today via the Patreon link in the description box below.